All right, good morning, students, and welcome to today's lesson, literature class. Our topic for discussion today is on an African poem. And the poem that we'll treat is the Song of the Women of My Land, a poem written by Farouk Sisse. Students, I believe you can hear me.
Damn, your voice is low.
The voice is low. Okay. Is it okay now? Is it okay?
No.
It's still low. All right. I believe you can hear me now. Today we are going
Yes.
to discuss an African poem, which is the Song of the Women of My Land. That is the poem, and it is written by Farouk Sisse or Sassi. The last time I asked you guys to read something about Farouk Sassi, did you do that? Were you able to do that? Were you able to read something on Farouk? Okay,
No.
why? Why no? Gentle, Sedem, tell us something about Farouk Sassi. Sedem, can you hear me? Gentle, Sedem. Okay, Rosemont Mama. Rosemont Mama, can you hear me? If you can hear me, tell us something about Farouk Sassi. I have asked you guys to read something about him. So just tell me something you can or something you know about him. Tell us. Rosemont, can you hear me? Hmm? Duval Evarista.
Yes, madam.
Tell me something about Farouk Sassi.
Parity.
Hmm.
Didn't like of course or something like that.
Pardon?
Yes. He has written several plays.
Okay.
A song of the woman, etc. And that's all I've read about him.
Oh, okay. That is a good attempt. Now, Adai, perfect.
Madam, I read that he
Mm-hmm.
graduated from Forabe College,
Okay.
University of Sierra Leone.
Okay.
And then his second collection of poems was The Edge of a Cry.
Okay.
And his first novel was Landscape of Memories. That was published in 2015 by SLWS.
Okay.
Yeah, madam, that's what I read about him.
That is good. Who else? Rosemont, tell us something. All right. So are you ready to
Madam,
talk? Okay. Yes.
madam,
Yes. What can you tell me about the poet? What do you have to tell about the poet? Okay, as I said earlier, I what
Madam,
yes.
madam,
Mm-hmm.
I also read about he was a resident playwright of Bayou Beru Theatre in the 80s. He has written several plays and served as a columnist for
Mm.
oh,
All right. So you have to know that what the background of the poet is very necessary in your, or it is very necessary or very important if you would have to what understand what the poem is about, because sometimes the background has what the background of the poet has a bearing on what he writes. All right. Okay. Now let's look at our lesson overview. What are we going to do in this class? We are going to look at the background of the poet, that is what Farouk Sese, and we shall look at the title of the poem. Why did he title the poem what? The Song of the Women of My Land. And then we shall also look at the gist of the poem, the gist which is the same as what? The summary of the poem. We shall look at detailed analysis of the poem, themes, and then the last thing that we shall look at is what? Poetic devices. Now, what are our learning objectives? Our first learning objective is, as a student, at the end of this class, you should be in a position to explore the background of the poet. Should be able to what? Explore the background of the poet. You should know something, or you should be in the position to tell something about what? The poet. You should also examine the title, gist, and the analysis of the poem. You should also be in the position to expand the themes in the poem. And the last objective is what? You should, as a student, explain the poetic devices inherent of the poem. Now let's look at the background of the poet. Farouk Sese is the son of what? Alhaji and Hajar Sise. Okay, he is from Sierra Leone, and then he studied um, political science and philosophy. Okay, and then he is the general. He has a company of which he is the general manager of, and then he is the talented poet of what? Sierra Leone, of which he wrote a poem which we are going to treat in today's lesson. That is what? The Song of the Women of My Land. So that is something brief about the poet. It is not as brief as we have for the first poem that we studied. That is a what is the first poem that we study? Mm-hmm. Duvon Evarista, tell us.
naked woman, black woman.
Very good. So that is the first poem,
Naked
woman, black woman.
woman, black woman.
Cisse he grew in an environment where women were not treated well. Okay, he experienced this, and then what he has decided to what you can see that this has affected his what style of writing. Now let's look at the title of the poem. Why did he title the poem "The Song of the Women of My Land"? Why this title and not any other title? Why? Now you can see that the title of the poem explores what? A song sung by women who come from the same place as the persona. Okay, now we know that the persona is the speaking voice that is what detected in what any literary work or any work of art. Okay, so the title of the poem explores what? A song sung by women who come from the same place as the persona. Now this song tells of what? Women from the persona's land who are in captivity and are ill-treated by their masters. Okay, so the title explores what? The suffering and then the dehumanization of what? Women in women by what? They are masters in the persona's what? Land. This poem is also an attempt to maintain the walls of
Madam,
yes,
madam,
yes.
please, Larissa said
Uh,
your voice is low, so she can't hear you.
oh, okay. Just a minute, okay? Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
madam. Voice.
All right. So is it okay now?
madam.
Is it okay?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So we are still on the title of the poem. Why did the writer or why did Farouk title the poem "The Song of the Women of My Land"? We said that what the title tells, or it explores a song which is sung by women from the same land or the same place as the persona. And we know that the persona is what? In literature, it is the persona is a speaking voice which is detected by what? Or which is detected in that particular work of art by what? The audience. Okay, so you can see that the title tells of what? A song which is sung by women from what? Sierra Leone. All right, now this song tells of what? Women from what? The persona's land who are in what? Captivity. Okay, the song is what? The content of the song is to what? Express or to tell what? How women are what? Dehumanized. Okay, you understand what is dehumanization, right? Do you understand that? Hmm?
Yes,
It means that the women of the persona's land are ill treated. They are not what? Treated as what? Humans. Okay, so the only thing these women could do is to what? Put their suffering and what? Their calamities in what? A form of what? Song. Okay, all right. Good. Now, this poem is also an attempt to what? Maintain the what? The calamities of what? These women, which they experience from their masters. Okay. Now, the reason why these women decide to write this song or to compose the song is to what? Let others know that this is what they are being through, so that even if they are no more, okay, or even if they are dead, people can still remember them. So this is the reason for this title. Now let's look at the gist of the poem. What is the poem about, or the subject matter of the poem? Okay. Now, this poem unfolds a song sung by women who are from, or who are from the persona's land and are forced into what? Servitude. Okay, servitude here is what? They are forced into what? Slave, like they are forced into slavery. They are forced to do something that they are not happy with. Okay, the lyrics, which bears the essential experiences of the woman, gets lost. Only the tune of the song is kept by the current generation. The song is taken over by poets by what? Putting it into what? Writing, okay? Now, what does this mean? You can see that what? The summary of this poem is in three aspects, okay? The first aspect is where the women compose the song, all right? And after the demise, the second aspect is what? After the demise of these women, the younger generation who now take over the song, they have what? Eliminated what? The lyrics, okay? And they have what? Added their own what? Aspects of what? Or they have added their own words to the song. And then the last aspect is what? The song being taken up by what? Poets, okay, to write about this poem. All right. Now, you can see from the poem that these women were in what? Slavery, okay? They were forced into what? They were forced to do something that they don't want to do, okay? They were forced into what? Hard labor. And they were, at the same time, they were what? Maltreated, okay? So the only thing that these women could do is to what? Put their troubles and then their plight into what? Writing. Let's proceed. So as time passes by, the song is being taken up by what? The younger generation, okay? And what did this younger generation do? They eliminate the essential what? Part of the song. Now, these essential parts of the song bears what? Bears the trouble and then the calamities that these women pass through in the hand of what? Their masters. Now, in attempt to help preserve the memory of the women's trouble, okay, poets have decided to what? Write on this song. So by so doing, the memory of the song will not be lost. Now let's look at the stanza analysis of this poem. Let's look at the various stanzas. So you take your poem and then we look at the various stanzas. Do you all have your poems? Do you have your poems with you?
Yes, madam. Madam, please,
Yes.
your voice is low.
Okay. All right. So who is going to read the poem for us?
Madam, me.
All right. Mm-hmm.
The song of the women of my land. Like a sculptor chipping away at bits of wood, time chisels away bits of their memory.
Good morning.
Madam, should I continue?
Yes, continue.
It strips, leaving only a fading tune echoing the song. They sang in the fallen fields about about their lives, songs of how they plowed the terrain of their
Terrain.
mindscape, for memories of lyrics lost in the vast void of time. Terrain
Okay.
of their mindscape, for memories of lyrics lost in the vast void of time.
Okay, continue.
In those days,
Mm-hmm.
when a song beheld their lives, when servitude kept the
Carved.
ankles of their soul, and
When
the
servitude
religion
carved
carved
hills.
the ankles of their soul,
Okay.
and the religion decapitated the epic of their lives. With a
It's
song,
okay.
they
Ada, perfect.
sponged
Continue.
off their anguish
It's
to
okay.
behold.
Tell them it's okay. Ada, perfect.
Okay, madam.
Madam,
Mm-hmm.
with a song, they sponged of their anguish to behold their collective pain, to celebrate their gains, give lyrics to the tune of their lives, cheat the tiring, training,
Tyranny.
no wait, cheat the training time and tyranny of time, and commune with the yet unborn, to give meaning to the epoch lost in
Apple.
antiquity. Antiquity, yet epoch lost in antiquity, yet time strips the lyrics and scares the tune, leaving a dying song, dead like the woman who died long ago, leaving the
Dead
song to
like the
tell the
women
story
who
of their
died long
lives.
ago.
Today, the tune rap dead like the woman who died long ago, leaving the song to tell the story of their lives. Today, the twin roams the fallen fields, like their
Now
souls
listen.
solitude of a
Perfect. Perfect.
madam,
That word is not tune. It's tune.
madam. Okay.
To repeat.
Today, the
Mm-hmm.
tune
Mm-hmm.
roams the fallen fields, like like their souls looking for lyrics
It's
to
okay.
tell the tale
It's
of the
okay. Anipa
servitude of
Marvin,
the
continue.
women of my land.
Ada, perfect. Thank you. Anipa Marvin, continue for us. Anipa Marvin. Adabra Brown Bridget.
Yes, Auntie.
Continue for us. To tell the tale of the servitude of the women of my land. Continue from here.
Auntie, I should continue the reading.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Auntie,
Do you have the poem with you?
poem.
The poem we are reading is the Song of
I
the...
have the poem with
Okay,
me.
so read for us. This
I
shows
should
you're not in
read.
the class. Yes. Uh-huh. Frida Adabla. Mm-hmm. Juliet Wallace.
Yet, time strips the lyrics and scares the tune.
Okay. All right. Let's... Student, look on your poem.
Madam.
Yes. Are you ready now?
Ghana has one parent message. Remember, yesterday, the NBC at the weekly press conference demanded
Chikata Erica. Okay, Sika Sika the chair. Sika,
Madam,
read for us.
madam,
Mm-hmm.
madam.
Uh-huh.
Today, the tune
Pardon?
runs. Today, the tune runs in the forlorn
Oh, I
field,
didn't see him.
like their souls looking for lyrics to tell the tale of the servitude of the woman of my land, who ploved their soil and soul, who ploved their soil and soul for a song to sing the story of their lives. The song of the woman of my land,
The song of the
left
women
in
of
the
my
memory
land.
of my wind, now feeding the verses of poets. The song of the women of my land, left in the memory of my wind, now feeding the verses of poets. It echoes in ringing in wake rhythms, and melodies, hallowing in distant tunes. In places far afield, their fallen fields, where the song of their lives died. Their stuttering, their stuttering
The stuttering
lips
lips
of
of
my
my
pen,
pen
in
and the
there,
screeching voice of my nip.
their stuttering and the screeching voice of my rib tried to sing the song of the women of my land, in verses far from the theatre of toil, where they left a song that now roams in the land, stripped of lyrics like a scorned good. The tune,
The tune,
the tune
mhm,
tuning the tenor, mhm, the tune tuning the tenor of my verse is all that remains of the song of the women of my land, who labored and died living a dying song, the dirge of their lives.
like a sculptor chipping away at bits of wood. Time chisels away bits of their memory. It strips away lyrics of the song of the women of my land, leaving only a fading tune echoing the song. The They sang in the fallen fields about their lives, songs of how they plowed the terrain of their mindscape, for memories of lyrics lost in the vast void of time. In those days when a song beheld their lives, when servitude carved the ankles of their soul, and the reliction of decapitated the epic of their lives. With a song, they sponged off their anguish to behold their collective pain, to celebrate their gains, give lyrics to the tune of their lives, cheat the tyranny of time, and commune with the yet unborn, to give meaning to an epoch lost in antiquity. Yet time strips the lyrics and scars the tune, leaving a dying song, dead, like the women who died long ago, leaving the song to tell the story of their lives. Today, the tune roams the fallen fields, like their souls looking for lyrics to tell the tale of the servitude of the women of my land, who plowed their soil and sow, for a song to sing the story of their lives, the song of the women of my land, left in the memory of the wind, now feeding the verses of poets. It echoes in fields, ringing in rhythms and melodies, hollowing in distant tunes in places far afield from the fallen fields, where the song of their lives died. The stuttering lips of my pen and the screeching voice of my nip try to sing the song of the women of my land in verses far from the theater of toil, where they left a song that now roams the land, stripped of lyrics like a spawned ghost. The tune tuning the tenor of my verse is all that remains of the song of the women of my land, who labored and died, leaving a dying song, the dirge of their lives. So, this is the poem written by Farouk Sassi in memory of the women of his land who were dehumanized and ill treated by their masters in a labor that they were forced into. Now let's look at the first stanza of the poem. What is the first stanza telling us? It says, like a sculptor chipping, we look at the first and the two together. Like a sculptor chipping away at bits of wood, time chisels away bits of their memory. It strips away lyrics of the song of the women of my land, leaving only a fading tune echoing the song. Now, what is this stanza telling us? This stanza explores the comparison that the poet makes between what the gradual between what the women and then what the women's captivity and how the chipping of wood is done. Now you can see that in this stanza the poet compares the gradual fading of the memory of the women who composed the song to a sculptor chipping away bits of what wood. Now let's look for this line. A sculptor chipping away at what bits of what wood. So the way the memory of what the women who composed the song, the way it fits, okay, it is just like the way a sculptor chips what wood. When you chip the wood, it becomes what transient. It means that what it doesn't happen again. So this is how the poet compares what the fading of the memory of the women who composed the song to the sculptor chipping away bits of what wood. This means that what the original lyrics of the song is what lost. All right, now let's look at the second stanza. So let's still on the first stanza before we proceed. It strips away lyrics of the song of the women of what my land. So this is telling us that what the song which is composed by the women of what the persona's land is what it's being stripped away. Okay, the lyrics is what being stripped away, leaving only the tune of what the song. Now, why is it that the tune of the song is not so important? It is not so important because it does not contain what the essential elements of what the song, which echoes what the struggle of what these women. Now, before we proceed, I want someone to tell us some of the struggle that women pass through in even in our community. What are some of the struggle? Akodo Bernard, what are you doing on with your phone? Are you in a class? Tell us some of the challenges or some of the plight of what women in our community. What are some of the challenges you see women pass through in our community? Akodo?
Madam.
Yes, talk to us. Okay,
Madam,
Rosemary.
is
Uh-huh.
Madam, example.
Okay.
Uh, a single parent, like a woman,
Okay.
struggling for a daily bread, like
Okay,
doing day
struggling to
by
take care of
day
the
on
children.
people's farm.
Okay. Now, even in the
Yes.
home, what are some of the challenges women pass through? Rosemary, you still want to answer that? Mm-hmm.
Madam,
Yes.
please, some of the women are being beaten by their husbands in their
Okay.
homes.
Madam,
Uh-huh.
some women are also criticized in, for example, at job opportunities. They would rather give it to a man because maybe the lady will later give birth and then the child uh, maternity leave and those things. So they rather give the job to a man.
All right. That is a good aspect. Okay.
So women are being criticized.
Okay. Now let's look at a typical village. Okay. A typical village. What happens over there to our women? Mm-hmm.
Madam,
Yes. Sika Doche.
please, they engage in
They engage in what? Now, what
madam,
do
should I
uh-huh.
continue?
Yes, continue.
They engage in
In what?
they engage in subsistence farming, and then like whilst working on the field,
Mm-hmm.
they sing songs to entertain themselves.
Okay. Now, when a woman in the village, okay, goes to the farm with her husband, what happens over there? What do you see? Sika Doche.
Madam, please, the question again.
I'm asking that in a typical village, okay, where a man and then his wife goes to the farm, both at the farm and then after the farm, what happens? You see that what? The woman will work all day at the farm. Do you want to talk?
Yes.
I can still see your hand up. Okay, talk.
The woman will work together with her husband, the farm, but
Mm-hmm.
when they are done, she will still carry the load
Very
to
good.
the house. And
Very good. So you see the woman with what? The baby at the back
And go
with
home and
what?
cook again.
Firewood? Pardon? Yes, with a firewood on top of her hair, and then what? Probably something else in her hand, and you see the man only with probably just the cutlass. And when they go home, what happens? This woman
The
has to go
working
to the
too.
kitchen.
With
Pardon?
the baby at the back.
Mm-hmm.
With the baby.
Yes. And what? When they go home, what happens? This woman has to what? Prepare the
Cook
meal,
again.
take care of the children, clean the house, and do all sort of things in the house. And in the night, this woman will not sleep. So you notice that what? These are some of the things that what women in what Farouk Sasse's community. These are some of the things that what the women what pass through. Some even go through what forced labor, and then what? Some are even they are ill treated. Okay, they are taken as what? They are slaves. Okay, are you listening? Hello.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Good. So this is what the lyrics.
madam.
Yes, this is what the lyrics of the song would contain. Hmm? So what these women decide to do is to what? Put their troubles and their calamities into what? Writing. Okay. Now, as time passes, the lyric of the song is no longer in what? Use, because the women who composed the song are dead. Okay. So the people who have now taken over the song now adulterate what? The song. Okay, they don't use the actual song any longer. It is only the tune that they are able to what? Keep. So poets have noticed that what these women have been through is not right. So in attempt to keep the memory of this song, they decide to what? Write poems on these songs so that it can be read by what? Everyone. All right. Now let's proceed with what? Stanza 3. What is the stanza 3 telling us? They sang in the fallow fields about their lives, songs of how they plow the terrain of their mindscape. Now, they sang in the fallen of fields. This line tells us of what? The origin of the song, okay? It tells us that the song originates from the fallow fields. Okay, that is the original source of the song. The song they sang in the fallow fields about their lives. Now, in the fallow fields, what do they do over there? They sang was songs of what? Their lives, what they have been through as what? Women. The troubles they have been through as what? Women. Songs of how they plow the terrain of their mindscape. Songs of, look on your poem, students, please. Songs of how they plow the terrain of their mindscape. Now, this line refers to the deep thoughts the women sang into. Okay, songs of how they plow the terrain of what? Their mindscape. From memories of lyrics lost in the vast void of time. From memories of lyrics lost in the vast void of time. So within, for memories of what? Lyrics lost in the vast of what? Vast void of time. So it means that as time passes by, the lyrics of this song becomes what? Or is what? Lost. In those days when a song beheld their lives. So the song served as what? A bond between what? The women. Okay. Now let's continue. When servitude carved the ankles of their soul, and the reliction decapitated the epic of their lives. So this stanza, which is what? The stanza 3, unfolds the origin of the song as what? The Falun Fields. And you can see the Falun Fields is you quote and then what? Unquote the Falun Fields. Now you can also see in the stanza 3 that this stanza explains what? The deep thoughts the women sank into. And the line which explains this is what? As I said earlier, is of songs of how they plot the terrain of their mindscape for memories of lyrics lost in the vast void of time. Okay, now the last two lines tells the experience of what? Slavery, which captures the soul and what? Bodies, souls and bodies of what? These women. So basically, the stanza 3 tells us of the origin of the song, and then it also tells us what? The deep thoughts the women sang into. All right. It also reveals what? The dehumanization and what? The experience of what? Slavery that these women have been through. Now let's proceed with stanza 4. And what is the stanza 4 telling us? With a song, Rosemont Mama, read stanza 4 for us. Rosemont. But go rejoice. But go rejoice. Students, are you in the class?
Madam.
Yes.
Madam.
Read stanza 4 for us.
Yes, we are in the class.
Okay, read stanza 4. Rosemont, read stanza 4 for us.
Rosemont is not in the class.
All right, where is she? And Sylvester. Sylvester.
Yes, madam.
Read stanza 4 for us.
Madam.
Mm-hmm.
Madam, I don't have the poem.
You don't have the poem.
Yes.
Why?
Because I didn't know.
So if you don't have the poem, how would you understand what we are doing? Hmm? Hmm? Okay, Peggy, Kafui. Peggy. Peggy. Okay, said and read the fourth stanza for us?
Okay, madam.
Is Peggy in the
With
class?
a
Madam, she is in.
Peggy. Peggy, do you have the poem with you? Peggy. Okay, what I I will try my best to send a copy of the poem to you guys after the class. Okay? All right,
okay, madam.
let them read stanza 4 for us.
Okay. With a song, they
Okay?
sponged of their anguish
Now
to
wait.
behold.
Wait. With a song, they sponged off their anguish. What is the meaning of this line? With a song, they sponged off their anguish. What does it mean?
Wiped off.
Mm-hmm. With a song. Now, they here refers to who? They here refers to who? Uh-huh. Sylvester. Okay, you say you don't have the poem with you. Um, Chikata. Erica. Chikata.
Madam,
Yes, what is the meaning of this line? With a song, they sponged off their anguish. Hmm?
madam, I don't understand.
Okay, now what is the meaning of, or what they here? What does it refer to? Adai perfect.
Madam, the women.
Very good. It refers to the women.
Madam,
Very good. So they here refers to what? The women. So listen, with a song, they sponged off their anguish. What is the meaning of this line? Say them. Peggy Kafui, okay, tell us.
In order to comfort themselves, they sang.
okay.
Very,
It
very
means that
okay. Peggy, that is very good. Say them talk.
okay. It means that the song they sing the song as a motivational
As a
song
what?
for them to work harder and longer.
Okay, that is also good. Any other attempts? Hmm?
They wiped off the pain.
What? Sylvester, I can hear you.
They wiped off their pain.
Very good. With what? With what?
By singing.
Very good. Evarista.
Madam,
Hmm. What is the meaning of
they
this line?
sang to comfort themselves.
Very good. So with a song,
Yes,
they sponged off their
they
anguish to
sang
behold
to
their
comfort
collective
themselves.
pardon. Okay, with a song, they sponged off their anguish to behold their collective pain, to celebrate their gains, give lyrics to the tune of their lives, cheat the tyranny of time, and commune with the yet unborn to give meaning to an epoch lost in antiquity. So these lines from, if you have pencil with you, you can mark it. Mark from what? To celebrate their gains, to give meaning to an epoch lost in antiquity. So these lines tell us what the benefit of the song that they sang are to the women. Okay, as a result of the song they sang, they are able to what? Celebrate what? Their gains. Okay, because the pain that they pass through, okay, they don't go through the pain individually, but they go through the pain in group. That is what? To behold their collective pain. So it means that the pain that they experience as women is in it's a collective one. Okay, now what is the outcome? Now as they celebrate this, or as they undergo through this pain in group, and they are able to sing a song to sway their what? Pain and anguish. The benefits that they will get from this will be what? They will be able to what? Celebrate their gains. They'll be able to give lyrics to the tune of their lives, cheat the tyranny of time, and commune with the yet unborn to give meaning to an epoch lost in antiquity. So, cheat the tyranny of time here explains or tells us that as time passes, the lyrics of the song is what? Lost. So the women try to what? To cheat what? This tyranny of what? Time. In order that the lyrics of the song would not be lost. So this is the meaning of this line. Now let's proceed with stanza 5. Any question before we proceed? Any question? Now let's look at the stanza 5. Who will read stanza 5 for us? Me. Okay, Sadam, read stanza 5 for us.
Okay, madam. Yet time strips the lyrics and scars the tune,
Okay.
leaving a dying song, dead, like the women who died long ago, leaving the song to tell the story of their lives. To okay, that's all.
Yet time strips the lyrics and scars the tune, leaving a dying song dead. So this line is telling us that what? In as much as they try their best to cheat the tyranny of time, they are not able to what? Since this is what nature, they can't do anything about time. Okay, so this has what? Left scars on what? The lyrics, and then the tune leave the tune of the song, thereby leaving the song what? Dead. Now, when the song is dead, it means that what? The ingredients that make the song rich are no longer there. Okay? So the women try their best to what? Cheat the tyranny of time. Now, all these efforts that they made come to a naught. Okay? They were not able to benefit from this. All right? Now read the next one. Sudden, read the next one for us.
Okay, madam. Today, the tune
No,
roams
leaving
the
the
fallen field.
no, like the women.
Out like the women who died long ago, leaving the song to tell the story of their lives.
Okay. Like the women who died long ago, leaving the song to tell the story of their lives. Today, the tune roams the fallen fields, like their souls looking for lyrics. So, like their souls here refers to what? The poet uses this word, souls, to refer to what? Or it tells of what? Our belief system, okay, as Africans. It it tells us that what we as what Africans we believe in what? Life after death, okay? So even though the women are dead, their souls are still what? Looking for the lyrics of what? The song in the fallen fields. All right, good. Now let's proceed with stanza 6.
Today,
Uh-huh.
today, the tune roams the fallen fields,
Okay.
like their souls looking for lyrics. To tell the tale of the servitude of the women of my land, who plow their soul and soul for a song to sing the story of their lives, the song of the women of my land, left in the memory of the wind.
Now, what this line is telling us that due to the law, or now that the lyrics of the song is no more, and then it is only what the tune that is left in the what? Fallen fields. Okay, and then the tune of the song is never complete if it does not contain what? The lyrics which tell the servitude of what? The women. So it means that what the lyrics is able to tell us that what? These are the plights of what? These women. Okay, so it means that without the lyrics, the song is incomplete. All right, good. Let's look at stanza 7. Continue.
Now, feeding the verses of poets, it
Very good.
echoes in fields,
Very good. Now wait.
wriggling
Now
in
feeding
rhythm.
the verses of
Okay,
poets, it echoes in fields. What does it mean? Now feeding the verses of poets. What does it mean? Mm-hmm. What does it mean? Now feeding the verses of poets, it echoes in
Madam,
fields. Uh-huh. Any attempt?
Yes, madam.
All right.
Maybe
Mm-hmm.
okay. The poets are using the tunes in their poems.
Very good. It means that what? Poets now incorporate what? The tune of this song in their what? Writing. Okay, any other attempt? Uh-huh. Okay. What this line means is what? The song is now or has now become the subject of the verses of what? Poets. Okay, it means that when you read what, just like we are reading the song of the women of the land, we are able to see what the trouble and then the what difficulty that these women have been through. Okay, as a result of what Farouk Sase using this in what his poem. Okay, so this is what poets have done to the poem. Now continue wrangling in rhythms and melodies. Uh-huh.
Ring, wriggling in rhythms and melodies, hollowing in distant tunes, in places far afield from the fallen fields,
Now wait, in
where the
places
song.
far
Okay,
afield from the fallen field. Let's start from hollowing in distant tunes and places far afield from the fallen fields. What does it mean? Mm-hmm. What's the meaning of this line?
hollowing in distant.
In places far afield from the fallen fields. Now we know what the fallen fields is.
Yes,
It is the origin of what the song, right?
song. Yes, madam.
Very good. Now, so the line in places far afield from the fallen fields. What does it mean? Mm-hmm. It means that what the song is not only used in the fallen fields, but in other places. Is it clear?
Okay.
Where the
Yes,
song
madam.
of their lives died. Now continue with the last stanza.
The stutching lips of my pen, and the screeching voice
Stuttering.
of my knee.
Stuttering.
Stuttering.
Mhm.
Okay. The stuttering lips of my pen, and the screeching voice of my knee. Try to sing the song of the women of my land, in
Okay.
verses far from the theater of toil,
Okay.
where they left a song that now roams the land, stripped of lyrics like a scorned ghost. The tune turning the tenor of my verse is all that remains of the song of the women of my land, who labored and died, leaving a dying song, the dirge of their lives.
Very good. So what this last stanza is telling us is that as the the poet accepts that what the poem he has written is now what accepted by the world as it is what expressed in the line what in verses far from the theater of what thought. Do you have that in your poem? In verses far from the theater of the toll of toll. Okay, so this is telling us of what the widespread of what? The poem, not only in the Fallon field, but what? In other places. So the poem has now gained what? Acclamation in places far from the original source of the song. And the original source of the song is what? The Fallon field. Okay, so with this we are done with what? The stanza analysis of the poem. Any question? Any question? Hmm? Any question?
No, madam.
Okay, so how do you see this poem?
Interesting.
This and then the black woman. Mm-hmm. What of the black woman? Hmm?
It's also okay, but this one is nicer.
Really?
Yes.
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 So why do you think the black woman it's not so interesting? Is it
Too
difficult
long.
or not interesting?
It's interesting, but this
This is a
poem
poem that
it
is telling us of
tells
how
a story.
pardon? The song of the women of the land.
That it tells a story on its own
Which
more
one?
than Black Woman.
And okay. All right. Yo. But I think both are interesting. Hmm?
Yeah.
Good. Because the black woman also what? Tells us of what? The wicked nature of what? The whites. The whites that when they come to
We
Africa, we want to what? Worship them and what? And as if they are what? I don't know. When you see whites in Africa, what is your reaction towards them? Or in Ghana, when you see them in let's say in the street, what is your reaction? You feel like talking to them, right? Hmm?
Yes.
But they are nobody. So this poem, the black woman, what reveal what the 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 ill nature of what the whites. And this one, this the song of the women of my land is also telling of what? The story of what? Some women who were what? Brutalized, who were what? Dejected, who were dehumanized, and who were what? Forced into what? Labor. Okay. All right. Let's proceed with what? The themes of this poem. Can we proceed?
yes, madam.
All right.
Yes, madam.
So the first theme that we shall look at is the power of music. The power of music. That's the first thing. Can you see this theme inherent of the poem?
Yes, madam.
You can see that what there is what music there. Women are telling their story by what? Writing, right? By using what? Music, right?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
So you can see that what this song, which is sung by the women, reveal what the powerful role that music plays in the lives of what the women. Okay, and I gave this in this line. Um, where is the line? Yeah, with a song, they sponge off their anguish to behold their collective pain, to celebrate their gains, give lyrics to the tune of their lives, cheat the tyranny of time, and commune with the yet unborn, to give meaning to an epoch lost in antiquity. So this line tells us that what, or reveal the power of what music, or how music plays an important role in the life of these women. Okay, so in what did they do in the midst of what forced labor and dehumanization? These women use what music, okay, as a tool.
Yes.
Good. So the music is what the only tool they found to what that it could what relieve them of what their pain. So that is the power of what music. Okay, so you have to give lines from the poem to back your point, and the line I gave you guys was with a song they sponge off their anguish to behold the collective pain, to celebrate their gains, give lyrics to the tune of their lives, cheat the tyranny of time, and commune with the yet unborn, to give meaning to an epoch lost in antiquity. So even though the women are no more, through the music, they are what? Memories, or memories is like it's still kept by poets and the younger generation. So this is what the essence of what the music which is being used in this poem. The second point is dehumanization and forced labor. That is the second theme. Rosemont, Rosemont,
Madam,
explain this second point for us. We have done this already, right?
Madam,
Yes.
yeah, the women were treated as if they were not human beings,
Okay, so
and
now look for
also first.
a line from the poem to buttress this point for us. A line from the poem that shows
Madam,
that the women were dehumanized and then
Madam,
yes.
less than the two. Madam, they sang in the fallow field about their lives.
They sang in the fallow fields about their life.
Sang of how they prolonged the tearing of their mindscape.
Okay. Is that the only line? All right. Any other explanation? That is good. Sadem.
Madam.
Yes. Explain this line at this point for us. Dehumanization and forced labor.
Okay. Um. It tells us how the women were maltreated
Okay.
or how they were used as slaves.
Okay.
And this can be seen in the line, when servitude carved the ankles of their soul.
That is
And
excellent. Very good. Continue.
and the religion decapitated the epic of their lives.
Very good.
And good.
Good. So it means when I give you assignment, you don't go on the net to copy. So you just write it as you are saying it now. Okay?
Yes, madam.
Very good.
Okay.
Now let's proceed with the third point. The passing of time and change. The passing of time and change. The passing of time and change. All right, this theme shows that time impacts and brings changes to the heritage of a people. Now, of a people here refers to what? The women, okay?
The women.
Yes. And then the song of the women of the land forms part of what? The heritage which the women handed down to the children. The children here refers to what? Refer to the younger generation. All right? All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, madam.
Let's look at this line. Time chisels away bits of their memory. All right? Lyrics
Yes.
of the song of the women also are all lines telling us that, explaining the theme of what? Passing of time and then change. Let's look at the last one, and then the next time we meet, we shall look at what the poetic devices in this poem, and then we are done with the song of the women of the land. So the last theme is the power of what? Poetry.
Poetry.
Good. Now, who can explain this? All right. The power of poetry here means what? It means that what we can use what? Poem to what? As a means of what? Preserving something. Okay, now let's look at this poem. In this poem, you can see that what? Poets use what? This use their what? Poetry to what? Maintain what? The memories of what? These women. Okay, so the memories of these women,
yes, ma'am,
are preserved through what? Poetry. So poetry is also a powerful tool. Okay, so you look for a line in the poem to explain this. Let's look for the line in that poem. Who can give us the line? In verses far from the theater of toil. Do you have that line?
yes.
Good. We also have what? In places far afield from the fallow fields where the song of their lives died. Okay, so these are some of the lines that explain the theme, the power of poetry. All right,
Yes, madam.
good. So I'll give you guys assignments after this class. You do it and then you present it, okay? So the
Madam,
assignment understands this. Yes.
Madam, the black woman, the homework, no?
Yes,
You
I'll
say
send
we
that.
should. Okay.
Mm. All right. So with this, we have come to the end of the lesson. The next time we meet, we shall look at what? The poetic devices in this poem, okay?
Yes, madam.
Madam,
Yes.
please will you send us a poem? Some of us do not have it.
Oh, okay.
Can't
I'll
do
send
that
it.
side.
But you can also download it.
Yeah.
Hmm?
From
Sylvester. Okay,
yes, madam.
I'll download and then I'll send it to you guys, okay? Hmm?
Okay, madam.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So I believe when I ask you to explain the various stanzas in this poem, you can do that.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Now, before we close, I want someone to tell us what we've done so far. Mm-hmm. Who do that for us?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Madam, please, I'll do it.
Okay, do that for us.
Okay. We did African poetry,
Okay.
and the poem we learned was the song of the women Tesse.
Okay.
The poem talks about women who have suffered in the past, and a song they sang to ease their pain about what they do.
Okay.
The poem also talks about how powerful music is, because the song was sung a very long time ago and it's still there up till now.
Very good. That is excellent, Peggy. You have done well. Sadam, tell us something before we close.
Madam.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Madam,
Yes,
please,
I
can
can.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Mm-hmm. Sadam, I can hear you talk. Sadam.
Madam.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Madam, please the question again.
What we've done today.
Today.
Yes.
Okay. Madam, I'll talk about the themes. The
Okay.
themes.
Mm.
Okay. The first theme is the power of music.
Okay.
And in the poem, the poem is trying to tell us how music is powerful, how it helps us in working.
Okay.
Yes, and the second point is dehumanization and forced labor. In the poem, we read that the women went through many
Don't use went.
difficulties and
Use the present tense.
okay, the women.
All right. So I'll give you assignment, and then you explain that. Okay. In the assignment.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good day. Bye bye.